Okay, let's dive into one of the most secret and honestly most misunderstood Tibetan energy practices out there, sexual yoga. We're going to skip all the hype and sensationalism and go straight to the source. Everything we'll talk about today comes from the work of a lineage holder named Ayang Hung Chen, so we can really uncover what this discipline is all about. So let's just get the biggest misconception out of the way right now. When you hear the words sexual yoga, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's a practice of, well, indulgence. But as we're about to see, the reality is actually the complete opposite. So if it's not about indulgence, then what is the goal here? Well, the source text describes the entire practice as a way to build this incredible self-control. It's all about finding what it calls freedom under pressure. And here's the core idea. The practice poses this really profound question. Can you be in the middle of one of the most powerful biological instincts we have and still remain totally clear, aware, and spiritually free? The point isn't to crush that instinct, but to master it so that you are the one in the driver's seat, not the other way around. Now, this is definitely not something you just jumped into. The practice is laid out as a very structured 3-level path, and each level is designed to build on the one before it. So you're always working at a level that matches your current ability for self-control. And you can see how the intensity builds up, right? Step 1 is all mental and visual, no physical touch allowed whatsoever. Then in step 2, you start to bring in thought, sight, and touch, but it's a solo practice. It's only after you've mastered those that you would even consider step 3, the partner practice. This whole progression is absolutely crucial because it builds that discipline step by step. So how do you actually master these stages? Well, it all comes down to developing 2 very advanced, interconnected skills. The text talks about it like it's a high art form, this delicate balancing act between your mind and your body. And here they are. On one side, you have what's called return to mindfulness. Think of this as the spiritual training, keeping your mind sharp, clear, and focused. On the other side, you have chi control. This is the physical training, learning how to consciously manage your body's energy so it doesn't just automatically lead to a release. And you can't have one without the other. They're really 2 sides of the same coin. You know, the text includes this really powerful warning from the author's own teacher. It's an analogy that perfectly explains the danger of trying to do too much too soon in this practice. In boxing, you must fight in your weight class. Isn't that a brilliant way to put it? The big takeaway here is that this practice demands total self-honesty. This isn't about ego. Trying to jump to a level you haven't prepared for won't just slow you down. It could actually cause real harm, both spiritually and physically. This brings us to another really common question that people have. Do you absolutely need a partner to do this practice? And the answer from the source text is a very clear no. A partner can be helpful for sure, but only if they also understand the true meaning of the training and have a foundation in it themselves. A practitioner can absolutely complete the training just by working through the first 2 solo stages. And the text gives a pretty serious warning. Be really careful if anyone insists that 2 people are required, because this could be a form of deception. Just to reiterate, every single thing we've talked about today comes directly from this text, The Theoretical Basis of Sexual Yoga by Ayang Chen. By sticking to the source like this, we can really cut through all the myths and get to what this practice is actually about. So who is this author who's sharing these teachings? I think understanding his background is really key to understanding why this text is so important. As you can see, Ayang Chen has this really unique perspective. He holds a PhD, so he has this deep academic background in Chinese philosophy, Taoism, Buddhism, the whole shebang. But he's also a direct lineage holder in the Nyingma school, which means he has that traditional, hands-on training. It's that combination of deep scholarship and authentic practice that makes his explanation so valuable. In the end, what he shows us is that this practice isn't an act of indulgence at all, but one of the highest tests of self-mastery, a path to finding true freedom, right in the face of our most powerful instincts.